Hey everybody, so I'm working on this Daemon Prince model, and my client has asked that he have the option of swapping between the wings and the backpack. And I wasn't entirely sure I was going to be able to do that, but as it turns out I was. Now, I've already done this, and so I can't do a kind of step-by-step tutorial as the process is going through, but I think I can explain it well enough that you can understand. And if you get to the point where you're like, I want to do this, but anything I've said here isn't clear, feel free to ask in the comments, and I will see if I can clear up any questions for you. So let me walk you through what I did. So first thing is, you build it to about this point where you've got this open torso. I didn't have the arm on the time. I had put the arm on while I was waiting for some of the elements to dry and cure out, I mean. And it doesn't really matter. Like, you could have that arm there and still do this process. Just maybe perhaps a little simpler if you don't. It just won't be in the way. Anyway, so it's got, the back has these openings, some slots. There's this one here, and there's that there, this here, and that there. And if you're just gluing either the wings or the backpack in place, there are corresponding tabs that fit into those areas. Now, so what I started with is the wings. And what I did, I was really not sure that I'd be able to get a good enough size magnet into the wings, and that was really my biggest concern. These are 1/8 inch, and this is the larger of the two areas. See, this one is also 1/8. It just barely fits in there and still has a little plastic left over to hold the magnet. This one there, I could have fit something bigger in there. This one, not so much. But anyway, these are 1/8, which are roughly 3.2 millimeter magnets. Not that you can find a 3.2 millimeter magnet, but if you have access to metric sized magnets, then you'll probably need a 3 millimeter. Anywho, before those were in, I took the wings and set them in place, and then working through the torso. Here we go. Working through the torso, I located a drilling spot into the wing. You know, just essentially marking with the drill bit, using actually a smaller one than this. This is the 1/8 drill. And then carefully drilling out the area for the magnet to go in. Additionally, I also had to widen the slots using the 1/8 inch drill bit. And in fact, I didn't really mind if this was a little big. Like, for example, if I had to drill it a little bit wider, that would be fine. I don't think I ended up needing to do that. Everything worked out pretty well. In any case, what I ended up doing was putting the magnet in the wing, right? Start out with that. Then putting the wing in, putting a magnet in the space. Oh, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Taking an additional magnet and putting it on top. Then pressing that magnet into the hole in the back and pushing it through until it's flush, and then putting just a little dab of glue, a little super glue, on the magnet that's going to be in the back and then letting that cure and then pulling it off. And now you've got a completely flush connection, right? And because you still have this tab down here, you only need the one magnet and it will stay right in place. See that? Perfect. And you do essentially the same thing with the other side. And then, okay, now you've got your wings, and they are attached, or attachable, I should say. Okay, now you want to do the backpack. Well, the backpack's a little bit different. So the backpack doesn't really have all the same plastic material inside of it the way that the wings do. So in order to make this work, first I had to kind of grind out the space where the magnets were going to go, because there was just no way to work with that material. Then I just put a bunch of, this is essentially, this is just putty. So you could use green stuff for this. This is very similar to Magic Sculpt. This is actually Epoxy Sculpt, which it seems kind of like a halfway point between green stuff and like a more clay-like material, like Milliput. So if you were to take green stuff and Milliput and mix it 50-50, you would get Epoxy Sculpt. I actually think I prefer Magic Sculpt to it. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So you hog out the material where the magnets are going to go. You fill that area with putty. Again, you put the magnets in place on the back, your additional magnets, like that. And then you place the backpack in place and push it in so that now the magnets are seated inside that backpack. And the trick is, now you leave that. You have to leave that in place until the putty cures out. Otherwise, your magnets aren't going to hold. But once it cures out, you can just pop it right off and you're good to go. Now, if for some reason the magnets don't hold and they end up in the back again, you can just pull them off the back, stick it into the hole, and glue it down, and you should still be good. But that's it. And now we're good to go. And the backpack and the wings both hold. I don't know if I'm going to finish this model before I finish this video, but if I do, there will be a nice pretty picture of this finished model. Let's see what happens.